Hi, everybody. Welcome back to week 2 of your character study. I'm really excited to get started. And this week, we're focusing on distinguishing features. Now, just as a reminder, the overview for this project during week 1, you worked on your character traits and your character's likes and dislikes. This week, you're going to work on your character's distinguishing features and sidekicks. And next week, you'll work on how your character solves problems and you'll work on the mini comic strip. So let's take a look at distinguishing features. So, when we discuss distinguishing features are features that help you identify a character with a quick glance. They may include an object, an outfit, or a sidekick. I want you to think about some of the books that you read in class. Maybe think about some of the comics you've looked at, or maybe even some of the movies you've watched. For example, when I think about the books we read in class, I think about the Norwal and Jelly books. They are so fun to read. And I know that anytime I read a Norwal book, Jelly is going to be right there with him because Norwal and Jelly are best friends. And it's kind of like Jelly is Norwal's sidekick. When I look at the Ling and Ting books, these books are fantastic. They're written by Grace Lin. And when I look at the Ling and Ting books, these books are lovely little stories about two twins. And these twins are very different from one another, but in each story, they dress exactly alike. So that's a really good distinguishing feature about Ling and Ting is that they're always wearing the same outfits as each other. And finally, when I look at the comic strip Peanuts, or when I look at the cartoons, I know that Linus is always going to have his blue blanket with him. It's kind of like his little safety net. It's kind of the thing that makes him feel comfortable, and he always has that little blanket with him. Can you think about some of the books that you read in class or maybe at home? And can you think about some of the characters that you've met? Think about especially characters that show up in book series. And when you think about those characters, do they have a sidekick who's always with them? Do they have a distinguishable feature, such as an item that they always carry with them? Or maybe it's something on their outfit. Maybe it's a bow in their hair, or maybe it's a backpack or something that they carry. Think about those things when you're reading your books, and think about those things that you can identify when you just do a quick glance at your character. All right, for me, we're going to look at my little character, Jouelzy. And here we have Jouelzy, and you can see that she has some distinguishable features. She has some things that help me identify her at quick glance. And I know that when I look at Julia, she always has her blue paintbrush everywhere she goes. And I called her Julia here because Julia is her real name, but her nickname that she goes by is Jouelzy. So everybody really knows her as Jouelzy. And Jouelzy always has her blue paintbrush everywhere she goes. So that is an object that she always has with her. And Jouelzy is always wearing black glasses and black Converse. It doesn't matter, even if she's going somewhere fancy, she has her black glasses and her black Converse sneakers on. So those are her distinguishable features. I want you to go back to your character who you designed last week, and I want you to think about an identifiable feature or a distinguishing feature for your character. Does your character have something that they always carry with them? Does your character have something that they are always wearing? Or does your character have a sidekick who's always with them? And think about sidekicks too in movies. In a lot of the Disney movies, a lot of the princesses have little sidekicks. Like Moana has that little chicken that's always with her and that little pig, right? And when we think about Tangled, there's that little chameleon that's always with the princess. Think about also your superhero movies, like the Marvel films. Think about Captain America. He always has that shield, right? And Thor always has his hammer. So think about those types of objects, those types of sidekicks. Think about the cartoons that you watch too. The cartoons that you watch, the characters often wear the same outfits in every episode, right? So those are identifiable or distinguishing features of those characters. All right, kiddos, you'll have a chance to do this activity on Seesaw. So as always, make sure you do your best work and please keep your assignment in draft form so that you can go back to it next week for your final study in this character study unit.